Have you ever noticed how some people walk into a room, say just a few words, and instantly command respect? It's not their power, their money, or their title. It's the energy behind their words. In a world full of noise, true respect is quiet, it's calm, it's confident, and it begins with the way you speak. Today, we're diving deep into 5 powerful phrases that instantly earn respect, not through force, but through presence. Spoken correctly, these words can shift how people see you, respond to you, and even how you see yourself. Let's begin. Phrase 1, I understand. When you speak these 2 simple words, I understand, you are not just responding, you are showing mastery over your emotions. You are choosing calmness over chaos. In a world where everyone is eager to argue, explain, or prove themselves right, this phrase becomes a quiet form of strength. It tells the other person, I hear you, I see you, I am not here to fight you. Respect often begins in silence, in the small pause before you respond. When you truly listen, without judgment or interruption, people feel your presence. They sense that you are not reacting from ego, but responding from awareness. And awareness is rare. That is why it is powerful. In Shaolin philosophy, we are taught that the greatest warrior is the one who conquers himself before he conquers anyone else. Most conflicts in life are not battles against others. They are battles against our own need to be right. When you say, I understand, you surrender that need. You are not agreeing with the person. You are simply recognizing their reality. And this simple recognition disarms the situation. Imagine a heated conversation. Voices rising, emotions burning. Most people would match the fire with fire. But a wise person listens, takes a breath, and says calmly, I understand. In that moment, the energy shifts. The other person feels acknowledged, not attacked. The temperature of the conversation drops. You become the stillness in the storm. To command respect, you must learn the art of calm acknowledgement. The phrase I understand carries a vibration of strength because it shows you are not controlled by emotion. You are centered, grounded. When people sense that calm within you, they instinctively respect it. But remember, these words only carry power when they come from sincerity. If you say them without presence, they are empty. Respect cannot be faked. It can only be felt. So, when you use this phrase, mean it. Take a moment to breathe before you speak. Allow yourself to actually listen. Let the other person feel that your attention is complete. In this way, you transform ordinary communication into conscious communication. And conscious communication builds bridges where ego builds walls. In the Shaolin Temple, we often meditate on a simple teaching. The one who understands does not argue. This is not weakness. It is mastery. Because when you understand another person, you no longer need to dominate them. You have already won the only battle that truly matters, the one within yourself. So remember, the next time someone challenges you, pause, listen, and instead of reacting, say quietly, I understand. Not to surrender, but to rise above. Not to lose your voice, but to strengthen it with stillness. Because sometimes, the most powerful thing you can say is nothing more than, I understand. Phrase 2. No. There is a quiet power hidden in this single word, no. It is short, simple. Yet for many people it feels heavy to say. Why? Because saying no often comes with guilt. We fear being misunderstood, judged, or disliked. But the truth is, until you learn to say no with peace, you will never experience true freedom. In the teachings of the Shaolin Temple, discipline is seen as the highest form of respect, both for yourself and for others. To say no is not to reject someone. It is to protect your energy, your focus, and your purpose. When you learn to say no from a place of calmness, not anger, people begin to respect your boundaries. They see that your time has value, your energy has limits, and your attention is not given cheaply. Too many people live exhausted, not because life is too demanding, but because they have forgotten how to say no. They agree to things that drain them. They take on responsibilities that are not theirs to carry. They say yes when their heart is saying no. And every time they do, a small piece of inner peace is lost. You must understand, no is not negative, it is clarity. When you say no to something unimportant, you are saying yes to something essential. Your growth, your time, your peace. A person who says yes to everything eventually becomes a shadow of everyone else's expectations. But a person who says no when it matters stands firm, grounded in self-respect. And this firmness, this clarity of self, commands respect from the world around them. In Shaolin practice, when a disciple is offered a challenge, he does not accept it blindly. He evaluates it, feels it, and then decides. If the challenge does not align with his purpose, he bows respectfully and says no. This is not defiance. This is awareness. Awareness of one's path, one's energy, and one's direction. Many people mistake kindness for weakness, but kindness is not about saying yes to everything. It's about knowing when to say no. Because a kind person without boundaries will eventually become bitter, drained, and lost. A strong mind understands that peace requires protection. So when you say no, say it with calmness, not resistance. Say it softly but firmly. You do not need to explain, justify, or apologize for protecting your peace. A true no carries quiet authority. It is not spoken with aggression. It is spoken with certainty. Remember this, a person who respects themselves teaches others how to treat them. Every time you honor your limits, you remind the world that your energy is sacred. In Shaolin philosophy, we say, if you cannot say no, your yes has no meaning. So the next time your heart hesitates, but your mouth wants to please, pause, breathe. And if it does not serve your path, your peace, or your purpose, simply say no. Because sometimes no is not rejection, it is protection. And protection of the self is the beginning of respect. Phrase 3, I'll think about it. We live in a world that moves fast, too fast. Everyone wants answers now, decisions now, reactions now, but wisdom does not rush. True strength is found in stillness, not in speed. When you say, I'll think about it, you are claiming your right to pause, to reflect, and to respond with clarity rather than impulse. This phrase may sound simple, but it holds deep power. It separates those who act with wisdom from those who act with haste. When you say, I'll think about it, you are showing that you value your own judgment. You are saying to the world, I make decisions with awareness, not pressure. And that self-control commands quiet respect. In the Shaolin Temple, we are taught that every movement, every strike, every breath must begin with intention. The same applies to your words and choices. If you decide without awareness, you act from confusion. But when you pause, when you give yourself time to think, your actions become aligned with your purpose. Most people make decisions from fear. Fear of missing out, fear of rejection, fear of disappointing others. But when you take a moment to reflect, you move from fear to focus. You remind yourself that not every opportunity is meant for you, not every request deserves an immediate answer. Saying, I'll think about it, does not make you uncertain. It makes you conscious. It tells others that you do not live by impulse, but by insight. It tells them that you respect your own mind enough to consult it before you act. And this calm, deliberate energy naturally earns the respect of those around you. In Shaolin philosophy, the monk is trained to observe, to see without reacting, to listen without responding. Because wisdom lives in the pause between stimulus and response. That pause is where you meet your true self. When you take that pause, when you say, I'll think about it, you give yourself the space to act with purpose instead of pressure. Many times in life, people will push you to decide quickly, to agree, to commit, to say yes immediately. But remember, speed can be a trap. Decisions made in haste often lead to regret. Decisions made in reflection lead to growth. Respect does not come from how fast you decide. It comes from how well you decide. When people see that you are not easily swayed, that you take time to think, they learn to trust your judgment. Your words begin to carry weight because they are chosen, not thrown. So the next time someone asks for an answer, take a breath. Do not rush. Say calmly, "I'll think about it." Let them feel your steadiness, your balance, your awareness. Because the one who can pause before deciding has already mastered half the art of wisdom. And in mastering that art, you master yourself. When your choices come from stillness, your life begins to move with purpose. And when your life moves with purpose, respect naturally follows. Phrase 4. Thank you. Gratitude is the foundation of strength. To say thank you sincerely is not weakness, it is wisdom. In a world where pride often hides behind silence, humility shines like a quiet light. The phrase thank you may seem simple, but when spoken with awareness, it carries deep power. The power to connect, to uplift, and to command respect through grace rather than force. Many people mistake gratitude for submission. They believe that saying thank you too often makes them appear smaller. But in truth, gratitude is not about lowering yourself. It is about recognizing the value around you. The strong say thank you, not because they need validation, but because they understand that appreciation strengthens the bond between people. In the Shaolin Temple, even the master bows to the student after training. Not because the student is stronger, but because both understand the exchange of energy, effort, and learning. To say thank you is to acknowledge that every interaction, every challenge, every moment, even the painful ones, has something to teach you. When you practice this awareness, you rise above ego. You stop needing to prove your worth because your calm gratitude already shows it. Respect flows naturally toward those who are humble enough to appreciate, yet confident enough to stand tall. Saying thank you can also transform conflict. Imagine someone criticizes you or speaks harshly. Instead of reacting, you simply respond with calm eyes and a steady tone. Thank you. Not sarcastically, not defensively, but from a place of inner peace. What happens? The energy changes. The attack loses its power. Your gratitude reflects self-control, and that control is what others deeply respect. Gratitude is not only for others, it is also for yourself. Thank yourself for your effort, for your growth, for your patience. We often forget to show kindness to the person in the mirror, but when you learn to appreciate your own journey, you begin to walk through life with quiet confidence. And confidence mixed with humility is a rare, powerful combination. It commands attention without needing to demand it. In Shaolin philosophy, we say, a thankful heart is a peaceful heart. When your heart is peaceful, your words carry balance. When your words are balanced, people listen. Gratitude refines your energy. It softens your tone, strengthens your presence, and clears your mind. It teaches you that respect is not gained through pride, but through acknowledgement. Every thank you you speak is a seed. Some fall on difficult ground, some on fertile soil, but all eventually grow into respect, connection, and trust. So, when life challenges you, say thank you. When someone helps you, say thank you. When you fall and rise again, say thank you. Because gratitude turns every moment into a teacher. And remember, the one who carries gratitude in his heart never walks empty-handed. For respect follows those who bow to life with a gentle thank you. In the end, respect is not something you chase. It is something you become. It is not built by loud words or sharp tongues, but by calm presence, clear intention, and conscious speech. The 5 phrases you have learned: I understand. No. I'll think about it. Thank you. And the 5th, which lives in silence itself, all carry the same essence: awareness. True respect is quiet. It does not shout. It does not demand attention. It radiates from within, from the way you breathe, the way you listen, and the way you choose your words. When you learn to master your speech, you begin to master your energy. And when your energy is aligned, people feel it before you even speak. In the Shaolin Temple, we are taught that power without control is chaos. The same is true with words. Many speak to be heard, but the wise speak to connect. Every word you choose either builds or breaks, heals or harms. When you choose your words with awareness, you command respect effortlessly, not because you are trying to, but because your energy demands it naturally. Respect at its deepest level is not about status or dominance. It is about harmony. It is about walking through life in a way that honors both yourself and others. The phrases shared in this teaching are simple, yet their practice requires discipline. To say, "I understand," when your ego wants to argue, that is discipline. To say no when fear wants you to please everyone, that is strength. To say, "I'll think about it," when the world wants instant answers, that is clarity. To say thank you, even in moments of struggle, that is wisdom. And the fifth phrase, the one that needs no words, is silence. Silence itself can command the highest form of respect. When you know when not to speak, your words that follow carry greater weight. In silence, you gather power, you observe, you understand. And when you finally choose to speak, your voice carries truth. The art of respect begins with mastering yourself. If you cannot respect your own time, your own emotions, your own peace, how can you expect others to respect them? But when you begin to walk with self-awareness, you set a silent example. People feel your boundaries, your calmness, your strength, and they respond with admiration. So as you move forward, remember this. Respect is not a gift others give you. It is the reflection of how deeply you understand yourself. Each word you speak should come from stillness, not from ego. Each silence you hold should come from confidence, not fear. In the end, the most powerful person is not the one who controls others, but the one who controls himself. Speak less, listen more. Choose words that heal, not hurt. Let your presence speak before your mouth does. Because when your words are guided by awareness, respect follows naturally, like a shadow that never leaves your side.